As winter approaches, gardeners face a silent, often unseen threat: frost. It's a natural phenomenon, but one that can bring significant challenges to even the most seasoned gardener. Understanding frost, its formation, and its potential impact is the first step in protecting your precious plants. It forms overnight, often when you least expect it, coating plants in a delicate yet dangerous thin layer of ice. This icy layer might seem beautiful at first glance, sparkling in the morning light, but beneath the surface a battle is raging within the plant tissues. This seemingly harmless coating can destroy months of careful cultivation and growth in a single cold snap. The rapid temperature drop and subsequent freezing can have devastating consequences, leaving your garden looking barren and lifeless. When water inside plant cells freezes, it expands, creating pressure against the delicate cell walls. This expansion is a key factor in the damage that frost inflicts. The expanding ice ruptures cell walls and causing lasting damage to the plant's structure. This cellular damage disrupts the plant's ability to transport water and nutrients, leading to wilting, discoloration, and ultimately, plant death. Frost isn't just about air temperature, it's a more complex phenomenon influenced by several factors. Plant surfaces can freeze even when the forecast seems safe, lulling you into a false sense of security. Microclimates within your garden can also play a significant role, creating pockets where frost forms even when the surrounding air is relatively mild. Frost is especially likely to occur on clear, still nights, when heat radiates away from the ground and plant surfaces, leading to a rapid drop in temperature. The absence of cloud cover allows for maximum heat loss, increasing the risk of frost formation. The first signs of frost damage are often subtle: dark, water-soaked patches on leaves. These patches indicate that the cells have begun to freeze and rupture. These patches quickly turn black and brittle as the sun thaws them, a clear indication of irreversible damage. The affected leaves will often become limp and lifeless, signaling the plant's distress. Tender plants like dahlias, with their delicate structures and high water content, can be completely wiped out by even a light frost. These plants are particularly vulnerable because their cells are more susceptible to damage from ice crystal formation. On the other hand, hardy shrubs like holly, with their waxy leaves and robust cell structure, often survive frost unscathed. These plants have evolved mechanisms to withstand freezing temperatures, such as producing anti-freeze-like substances within their cells. Therefore, understanding frost's effects on different types of plants is key to protecting your garden and minimizing potential losses. In this guide, we'll show you practical strategies on how to prepare your garden for the challenges of winter and effectively cover your vulnerable plants. We'll also provide guidance on how to help your plants recover from frost damage, offering tips on pruning, fertilizing, and providing the necessary care to encourage regrowth. With a few simple yet effective techniques, you can keep your garden thriving, vibrant, and productive, even through the harshest winter months. So, let's get started right away. Let's embark on this journey of safeguarding your plants and ensuring their well-being for the cold months ahead. Spotting frost damage early on is key to saving your plants. It's about being observant and understanding what the telltale signs look like. Early detection is crucial. The sooner you identify frost damage, the quicker you can take action to prevent further harm. After a cold night, especially one where temperatures dipped unexpectedly, look for leaves that appear dark, almost black. This discoloration is often one of the first indicators. Translucent patches on leaves are another sign, or a water-soaked appearance, classic signs of cell damage within the plant's tissues. This happens when the water inside the cells freezes and expands, rupturing the cell walls. Damaged foliage wilts, losing its rigidity and upright posture, then dries out and turns brittle, becoming fragile to the touch. This is a condition commonly known as frostburn, where the affected areas look scorched and lifeless. Don't forget to check stems and buds too. These are often overlooked but equally susceptible to damage. Soft plants, those with less rigid structures, may collapse entirely under the stress of freezing temperatures, while woody ones like trees and shrubs can split or crack as the sap inside freezes and expands, causing significant structural damage. Flower buds are especially vulnerable to frost's icy grip. They are often turning brown, shriveling up, and ultimately failing to open after a frost event. This can be heartbreaking for gardeners anticipating a beautiful bloom. Plants that originate from warm climates, like the vibrant petunias, known for their colorful displays, the classic geraniums with their distinctive scent and bright flowers, and the show-stopping dahlias, are undoubtedly the most at risk when unexpected frosts occur. They simply aren't equipped to handle the cold. Young or newly planted specimens still establishing their root systems, and those situated in low-lying areas, often referred to as frost pockets, where cold air tends to accumulate, also need extra attention and proactive protection to ensure their survival through frosty nights. Fruit trees, especially during their blooming period, can lose an entire year's crop. This happens if their delicate blossoms freeze, preventing fruit from setting later in the season. By carefully identifying which plants and areas within your garden are most vulnerable to frost, you can strategically focus your protection efforts where they will have the greatest impact, saving you time and resources. Prioritize your efforts, focusing on the most susceptible plants, for a healthier, more resilient garden that can withstand unexpected cold snaps. Knowing precisely what to look for when assessing your plants after a frosty night helps you act swiftly and decisively, intervening before the damage becomes too severe and potentially irreversible. Preparation is your best defense against frost. Monitor local forecasts closely. Your garden may be colder than reported, especially in sheltered or low spots. Apply a thick layer of mulch, bark, straw, or compost around plant bases to insulate roots and prevent the ground from freezing. Water your garden a day or two before a freeze. Moist soil retains heat better than dry soil. This is especially important for evergreens, which can suffer if drought-stressed during a freeze. Move potted plants indoors or to sheltered spots as their roots are more exposed to cold. Even shifting containers against a house wall can make a big difference. These simple steps, done before the first hard frost, can save your plants. Preparation now means less damage later. A little foresight goes a long way in winter gardening. When frost is forecast, covering plants is the most effective protection. Horticultural fleece is ideal. Lightweight, breathable, and insulating. Drape it over plants before sunset, ensuring it reaches the ground to trap warmth. No fleece? Use blankets, sheets, or cardboard, but keep covers off foliage with stakes or frames. Avoid plastic directly on plants. It traps moisture and can cause more harm. For small plants, use upturned buckets or boxes, weighed down to prevent wind loss. For rows of vegetables, create simple tunnels with hoops and fabric. Cover in the late afternoon and remove in the morning to prevent overheating and disease. Consistency is key. Make this routine on frosty nights. Smart covering keeps your plants safe and healthy. For prized or delicate plants, consider more robust protection. Cold frames, simple boxes with clear lids, create sheltered microclimates for overwintering and hardening off plants. Greenhouses or polytunnels offer even greater protection, keeping temperatures above freezing and extending your growing season. Add a small heater for extra security in harsh climates. Wind can be as damaging as frost. Set up windbreaks with hedges, fences, or burlap screens to shield vulnerable plants. For individual specimens, wrap trunks in fleece and use old incandescent lights for gentle warmth. Placing large water containers nearby can also help, as they release stored heat overnight. These strategies provide lasting defense against winter's worst. Invest in permanent solutions for your most valued plants. With the right setup, your garden can thrive all winter. Even the best prepared gardeners, those who meticulously plan and protect their precious plants, can sometimes be caught off guard by a sudden, unexpected frost. These late-season cold snaps can wreak havoc, leaving you feeling disheartened and unsure of what to do next. If you find blackened leaves and wilted stems a telltale sign of frost damage, it's natural to feel a sense of urgency. But resist the urge to rush to prune immediately. That damaged foliage, as unsightly as it may seem, actually provides a crucial layer of protection for the plant. It acts as insulation, shielding the more vulnerable parts of the plant from further cold and potential damage. The key is patience. Wait until all danger of frost has definitively passed, usually late spring, when the weather has stabilized, before taking your pruning shears and cutting back to healthy green growth. This allows the plant to recover naturally and direct its energy where it's needed most. In the meantime, while you're waiting for warmer weather, keep the soil consistently moist, providing essential hydration, but be careful not to overwater and leave the soil soggy, and add a generous layer of mulch around the base of the plant. This will provide extra insulation for the roots, helping to protect them from temperature fluctuations. It's also crucial to avoid fertilizing at this stage until you see new growth emerge, as those tender new shoots are particularly vulnerable to damage from any late frosts that might occur. If, despite your best efforts, a plant simply doesn't recover by late spring and shows no signs of life, Then it's time to consider whether that particular plant was ideally suited to your specific climate or the location within your garden. View these setbacks not as failures, but as valuable learning opportunities, chances to refine your gardening practices. Use the experience to inform your choices for future planting, selecting varieties that are more resilient and better adapted to your local conditions. Every loss, every challenge, teaches you something new about how to better protect and nurture your garden in the long run. Remember, patience and careful observation are your most powerful tools in the recovery process. Pay close attention to your plants, noting any signs of new growth or continued decline. With a little bit of care and attention, many plants will surprise you and bounce back, emerging even stronger and more vibrant than before. Winter gardening is about preparation, observation, and timely action. Understanding frost and recognizing vulnerable plants lets you protect your garden with confidence. Simple steps, mulching, watering, moving pots, and covering, make a big difference. Use fleece, blankets, or homemade covers, and remember to remove them in the morning. For extra protection, invest in cold frames, greenhouses, or windbreaks. When frost strikes, be patient. Wait to prune and support recovery. Each winter is a chance to learn and improve your garden's resilience. Don't fear the cold. See it as an opportunity to grow as a gardener. With these techniques, your plants can survive and thrive until spring returns. Join our community for more tips and share your winter gardening successes.